Well, summertime means many of us are spending more time outdoors soaking up the sun, but it can actually be a time to do some damage to your eyes if you don't protect them. Joining us today with some helpful tips is Dr. Rebecca Garces of MyEyeDr in Holly Springs. I think I got that right.
You did. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. Very appropriate that you are joining us on National Sunglasses Day.
Of course.
Talk to us a little bit about, again, just why it is so important to wear these, particularly in the summertime.
So sun protection is important year-round, but definitely in the summer we're obviously spending more time outdoors. The sun is brighter during the summer, so it's even more important. So it's appropriate that National Sunglasses Day is during the summer. The three biggest things that I worry about when we're talking about sun exposure are cataracts, things like cataracts, macular degeneration, which are two big eye diseases that probably most people have heard of, or heard of someone that has them. The third thing that I worry about is calluses on the front part of the eye. That's another big thing that can happen that's even more common probably than macular degeneration. Probably as common as cataracts though.
Scary things that you maybe not be thinking about, you know, when you're just sort of outside. You had brought some pairs with you here. I am very guilty of picking sunglasses based on what they look like or how I look in them. But what should we really be looking for if we're looking for a quality pair of sunglasses?
Yep, so the two big things that I always mention are that we want to look for 100% UV protection. If you are just choosing sunglasses that are just dark but not actually UV protected, you can actually do more damage to your eyes because the darker lens makes the pupil dilate and then more light gets back there, so more light damage can happen. So 100% UV protected is the absolute, you must have it. Polarized is something that I really recommend. That helps to cut the glare, so I find that really helpful when I'm driving. Also, it's really helpful if you're like into water sports, so if you like to be on the lake or at the pool, beach, on the boat, that kind of stuff. Polarized makes a big difference. Pilots aren't allowed to have that, but I recommend it for pretty much everybody else. I am guilty of having like a million pairs of sunglasses.
That makes sense.
So not all good quality sunglasses have to be expensive. At MyEyeDr we have an awesome selection. I mean, we've got the super high-end, Tom Ford, Chloe, Chanel, that kind of stuff. We've also got Ray-Bans, and then we've got plenty of other options that fit any budget basically, but do have that 100% UV protection, and most of them have polarized too.
Yeah, that's good to know that there's some cheaper options that are available for folks. My last question for you, since you're here, what are some of the common mistakes that you see a lot of your patients doing that maybe if they knew or changed something slightly in their day-to-day lives, maybe they wouldn't be having so many issues with their eyesight?
So I always talk to my patients about sunglasses. Even if they walk in wearing sunglasses, I'm going to make sure that, you know, I'm applauding you for bringing those in. Please make sure you're wearing them. Another big thing that we talk about with pretty much everybody, especially on the younger side of things these days, is computer use. So taking regular breaks. Blue blockers are a new lens technology that is gaining popularity nowadays. And then, especially for kids, I always like to mention sun exposure. I heard a statistic once that we get 80% of our lifetime sun exposure before the age of 18. So that is even more important.
Yeah. Well, many great tips. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.